Hey, what's going on? So, as you're all probably aware, and I'm sure most people watching this video will be, A Nightmare on Elm Street got announced on 4K yesterday. The first I heard of it was from Zavi. I received an email from Zavi saying, you know, A Nightmare on Elm Street and some other films are getting 4K releases from Warner Brothers. One little nitpick is it didn't show you the artwork, so they haven't released what the set looks like yet. They did have a spec. Sorry, excuse me, I've had a bad cough. They did have a set stating what the specs are. You know, it's going to be have a hard outer shell and a steel book inside, so it's a steel book set with other extras like a book and a poster, etc. That's the first I heard of it on Zavi. Then obviously, like, sort of YouTube blew up quite a bit, and a lot of YouTubers were talking about it. A lot of big YouTube channels talking about the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K. This isn't about that really. This is my fantasy releasing series, which I'll get to in a sec. So just hold tight and we'll get to all that. So yeah, what do I think of the actual announcement of the Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K? I think it's great. It's great for fans that it's finally getting a 4K. That's promised and given now. We don't really know what the set looks like. I'm assuming it's going to be good because Warner Brothers did do a good job with the Exorcist 4K collector's limited set last year. You know, the sort of like, not the Bible set, that was good as well, but you know, the sort of £45 to £50 set, the one I picked up, had a good hard outer box. Lovely artwork of Reagan, like with a blue tint. And then you had the steelbook inside. I'm not a big steelbook collector. I'd much prefer like another hard case or something, or slip like sort of what Vinegar Syndrome do to a steelbook. But I have pre-ordered this Nightmare on Elm Street 4K steelbook, definitely. A lot of people have been talking as well, saying they'll probably release a box set down the line. I think they will too. Could even be at the same point as the first film getting a singular release. The first film deserves a singular release. The rest of the film should be done as a box set, I think. I don't think they should roll them out every year like they do with Scream. Obviously, this year we're probably going to get Scream 4 on 4K, which is great, but Scream have done it all separately, like rolling the old Scream films out on 4K, each one every year. I don't think they should do that with the Elm Street sequels. They should just get a box set out of everything. With the first one in as well, they should release a box set with all the films in the whole franchise. And they should also do a singular release, which they are doing, of A Nightmare on Elm Street, the OG 1984. Yep, pre-ordered it. Don't know what the artwork looks like. First I heard of it was from Zavi, got an email. Nightmare on Elm Street's coming to 4K. Yeah, looking forward to that. It's a good announcement. I think everybody sort of knew it'd come because it's the 40th anniversary this year. So it was pretty much a given, but it wasn't announced, so it wasn't 100%. Now it is pretty much 100%. This is going to be a fantasy releasing series where basically we put me, not to sound big-headed, joking, it's just a joke, in charge of the releasing of the set. So it's going to be what I would do for a Nightmare on Elm Street Deluxe Edition 4K set. And I'm going to go into that. It's mainly going to be about the packaging and presentation. Obviously, the pictures and the transfers are going to be the highest standard they can be. The discs are, and the audio will be the highest standard it can be with options, different tracks. But mainly going to be focusing what I would do for the packaging and like sort of aesthetical like presentation of the set. I've got an example here. This is how you don't do a Nightmare on Elm Street set. Look at this. Boring, really flimsy. It's got a plastic case like that. Hold on, sorry. There we go. That's really flimsy. Terrible, look at that. So this is what they did. Now don't get me wrong, the transfers are good. These films look good on Blu-ray. It's nice to have it all on Blu-ray. This is for your casual. This is not for a collector. This is kind of, oh, we can get every Nightmare on Elm Street film with a good transfer on to put the first one on a singular disc. The rest of the franchise, it's going to be 2 films to a disc. We'll go up to New Nightmare. So it's got all the films for at the time. Yeah, adequate transfers on all across discs. It's going to be as thin as possible so it doesn't take up too much room. It's a space saver. It won't take up too much room in your collection or on your shelf or in your house. Adequate little set, nice and thin, not too big and bombastic. Nice subtle set that won't take up too much room. Rubbish, we don't want that. We don't want that. We want this. Different franchise, but this is the shit we want. This. A big hardbound set. This is one of the best box sets ever released, I think. Like the Friday the 13th set. They could have made the shell a little... It's a hard shell and very sturdy, but they could have made the box set even a little bit more sturdier. Perhaps I think Arrow do them a little bit thicker, but it's still great. I mean, the artwork sells it for me. Look at that. Wraps around. It's a complete franchise. It's got every film in the franchise in there. New 4K scans of the first 4 films, because it was a Blu-ray set at the time. They'll probably do a 4K set for this at some point. You've got every film on an individual disc. You've even got a bonus features disc. You've got a little book. If I'd have done that, or you had it my way, it would have been a thick book, so that set would have been even bigger. Instead of being like a cube like that, it would have been about that big. So I'd put a big hardbound book in it, and even if you have to pay extra, like, so what, man? Like, but yeah, nah, boo, go away. Yeah, casual collector, great stuff. Casual movie fan, great. Me, other collectors, you guys probably, whoever's into the franchise and wants the best in the collections, no thank you. So let's get onto this whole fantasy releasing of it. I'm not going to go into release dates. I'm not too fussed about that. It'll just they can release it when they like. The first thing is, yeah, I wouldn't have Warner Brothers. Obviously, it was a lot of the films were New Line Cinema. I think Warner Brothers own them now. Is that right? Don't want to get too much into that, but we'll just say Warner Brothers. They can still do the first film, so they can still release that singular edition, which they are, of the first film. Then I would have Warner Brothers lease it out to a boutique label. Could be Arrow for in the UK and Scream Factory for America. We'll pick one, because it's going to all be region free, because it's going to be a 4K disc. We'll just say, let's say Warner Brothers lease it out to Scream Factory, I think, like, just because they'll do a good job on the transfers and everything. Arrow would as well. Arrow for the UK market, maybe. But let's just say we'll pick one for this video for the sake of it, so we're not getting too complicated. Warner Brothers aren't releasing the set on their own. It'll just be steelbooks. I don't want that. It'll just be a set of steelbooks or something. No, I don't want a set of steelbooks. So Warner Brothers lease it out to Scream Factory. What Scream Factory do is a set like the Friday the 13th, in this vein. They have this kind of wraparound artwork, but a Nightmare on Elm Street, loads of different Freddy Krueger variations like there is with Jason, Nightmare on Elm Street Complete Deluxe Edition 4K box set or whatever written there, logo, loads of Nightmare on Elm Street characters and Freddy, big like collage of characters from the franchise and different variations of Freddy, loads of colours in this kind of style. Not saying it has to be the same artist, not at all, just this kind of style. You heard what I said, didn't you? Just all different Freddys from the different films, all variations, different characters, like put, you know, some of the Dream Warriors on there and Nancy perhaps, and some other ones from the franchise. All the different Freddy, like New Nightmare Freddy, Remake Freddy, Freddy as the in the suit, in the tuxedo, Freddy as the Doctor, like, you know, you name it, like Freddy, just all different Freddys and characters from the franchise in a nice colourful collage that wraps around the box. The box is a bit bigger than this, so it's probably about that big, and that's because it will, instead of just having all the films in black Amaray cases on 4K, it will have that, but in the box set. Now, I've explained how the box, you know, the artwork for the box set, we're done with that now, so if you missed it, rewind it. In the box set, we're going to do what they did with Halloween. So we're going to have these in the box set. So, what's the Nightmare on Elm Street got? 4, 5, 7, 8. I'm trying to think how many films it's got. So, the original 7 Nightmares, that'd be 8 Freddy vs. Jason, 9. So there's 9, right? There's 9 films. So we're going to have 9 of these. In fact, we're going to have 10, because we're going to have a load of bonus features on a bonus disc, a bonus set as well, a bonus disc. So in the box set, like with Halloween, you have these thin, like, Region A style 4K cases. Obviously, the 4K discs are going to be region free. You have these thin ones. Each film, starting with A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984, has brand new commissioned artwork for that film, like they did with Halloween, like that, different, you know, different picture of Freddy and whatever's going on in the film. Beautiful artwork on the individual sleeve for the Amaray case, and it'll be like that, and it'll go into one of these with the artwork on as well, like that, for all 9 films, from the first one up to the 2010 remake, in little thin Amaray cases with newly commissioned art, in a hard little box, slip box with newly commissioned art that goes into that, but bigger. So we'll have that with a Nightmare on Elm Street artwork, great artwork, you know, the best you can do. Imagine the best, like, imagine the best, most animated, like, brilliant looking colours that pop and everything. With these, with their own commissioned art, new commissioned art. I don't want the original, I want newly commissioned artwork on these 2. 9 of them in there like that, in a bigger box, that slip in with all different artwork on, all 4K discs. And then you get a 10th one, which is a bonus, loads of bonus features taken from all the other sets and things that have been released previously. Maybe even get Never Sleep Again on it, on the bonus features disc, like the whole documentary there, not just the one part, like all the complete version of it, as well as other bits. Then it's going to be like, it's going to go to about here, the sex. It's going to have those thick cases, slip boxes, and then we're going to have a hardbound book that's about that big, you know, covering Wes Craven and his creation of the franchise, his creation of the first film, you know, all the information you can get. And that's basically how I'll do the box set. So that's the box set. Price wise, I'll probably say it's going to cost a bit. Let's say we'll do it in dollars because it's Screen Factory, but it'll ship to the UK because Amazon will ship it to, like they did Friday the 13th. And also I did say Arrow could possibly take on, but do the same thing, but for the UK market eventually. But anyway, we'll just go with Screen Factory. So it's a US-like release, but it's going to go everywhere. It's designed to sort of shift out everywhere. And like Amazon will shift it to you. And basically, it's probably going to be about £150. So it's going to be a dear one, maybe 200. I'll probably go for like 150 if I could get it to that price. But I'm not really, it's not really about price in this video. But that's how I booked the set anyway. Like basically like how I'd like release it. Yeah, completely like that. In the vein of sort of the Friday the 13th Blu-ray set. That's how I'd roll it out. Imagine them all in a big box, all in these individual slip cases with plastic case there. Brand new artwork, 4K scans, hardbound book. It's even got Never Sleep Again in there, the full documentary on its own disc. So say bye-bye to that. Good riddance. Casual fans, they'll like it. Casual collectors, yeah, fine for them. For me, no good. Anyway, that's how that's what I'd do with the release of the Nightmare on Elm Street box set, the Deluxe 4K UHD box set. That's how I'd release it if it was down to me. How would you release it? What sort of style would you do? Would you do like a top loader, perhaps like Arrow did with Child's Play and a lot of Vinegar Syndrome do with the Homegrown Horrors? Would you do it like the box and it you know, a top loader where it opens at the top and you've got all your cases in there? They're nice. I didn't really consider that option, but I'd go with this sort of like where it's displayed like that, but with the hard slip cases all in there and a bit bigger with a book. That's how I'd do it. Anyway, let me know what you think. Anyway, I've already decided what I'm going to do for the next fantasy releasing. I'm not going to give the details of how the release is going to look and appear and stuff like that, but on the next fantasy releasing, it's going to be Day of the Dead on 4K, how I would do that. And I have mentioned before on this channel somewhere how I would sort of do it very briefly, but I'm going to go into detail. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's my video on how I'd release a Nightmare on Elm Street on in a box set on 4K. So hope you enjoyed it. Give us a subscribe if you've come across the channel and you're new. Always coming up with new ideas. Do a lot of unboxings for new stuff that I pick up, collectibles, you know, figures and stuff, ornaments, monthly hauls where I just show everything I've bought, you know, all kinds of things, reviews, etc. Just all kinds of content. And even this crazy new idea, fantasy releasing. I mean, you guys might think it's a rubbish idea. I like the idea and I think it's fun to do. I'm going to keep doing it. But let me know what you think anyway if you do watch the video. So thanks a lot for watching and give us a thumbs up as well. See you later.